Welcome. It is 11 o'clock Mountain Time. My name is Dave Webb, and I am happy to be with you and to join you on this call. We're starting up right now, obviously and officially, but for a couple of things that we're preparing for, we're having a little bit of difficulty bringing in our good friend Tyler, but we are glad to have you with us. It's Monday, the first day of April. What does that mean around the world? Well, it's April Fool's Day. Today, thankfully, I am the only fool you have to deal with. Everyone else is going to be rock solid, very kind, hopefully I'm kind as well, but we do have a little fun here. We tease each other, we play around, we goof a lot, but most of all, we take this business very seriously. We don't take ourselves too seriously, but we love what we do with Vitify. We love what we do with you. We love the power of the drops. We love the power of the community and the camaraderie that exists within our distributor and entrepreneur forces. So we're glad you're with us. We're glad to be working on this project together. Tyler is here. Hello, Tyler.
Hey, how are you? Why did you make me the only one? We're supposed to be a side-by-side tandem duo.
Give me a second. Keep talking.
No problem. No, that's not a problem. Looks like we've got a great group tonight. We appreciate you guys joining us. Thank you. We've got a couple things we're really excited about sharing with you guys. So thank you for being with us.
Yeah, we're glad you're here. We're glad Tyler's here, recovering from what would kill a normal man. But Super Tyler has overcome, and he's here to take us through a few things. So we welcome you to the Bounce Call. It is an 11 a.m. every first Monday of a month. So this being the first Monday of April, it happens to be April Fool's Day, but we're just going to blow right by that and just give you great information. We might tease each other a little bit, but we do love what we do and that we get to do it with you. On Monday, the 15th of April at 11 a.m. Mountain Time, we will host the Midway Call. This one's going to be a little interesting because many of those of us participating on the Midway Call will be in the middle of the Mediterranean at that point. So again, Monday, the 15th of April, 11 a.m. Mountain Time, we will be sharing VitifyVoice.com. We'll have the Midway Call. We'll have to see what that does for how we can share that information. We will have a message for sure, but it will be showing again live at that time, and we'll make sure we're covered. We'll make sure everybody gets what they need out of that incredible experience of being on the Midway Call. So we're glad to have people joining us for that. I want to now see if this will work for me. Yes, so we are eager now to bring in one of our favorites, everyone's favorite. Eddie Sandoval is on the line with us. I'm going to ask Eddie to join, and I'm going to do it like this. So Eddie, make sure you're unmuted, and let's bring Eddie in. Tyler, you've worked with Eddie a little bit longer than I have. I can say how much I appreciate him, but I've only known him for about 4 months. So Tyler, why don't you do the official intro of our Mr. Eddie?
Sure. Yeah, Eddie and I have been working together now for about a year and a half. You started on as a consultant with Vitify about a year and a half ago, right?
That's correct.
Yeah, and then we made it official just over a year ago, year and 3 months ago or so. And one of the it's interesting. What was our customer support like about a year and a half ago when you first came on as a consultant?
As far as I remember, you couldn't get anything fixed or done. You would probably get a reply to your emails in a month or never. And it would drive me crazy just to see all of those emails without an answer.
That's exactly right. That's and one of the interesting things is that customer support for us back then was one of Vitify's weakest points, and everybody was all hands on deck doing their very best. But when we pulled the trigger and we brought Eddie on just about a year and 3 months ago full time and leading customer support within 30 days, it became the very best part of who we are with Vitify, and it's because of you and your leadership, Eddie. We certainly appreciate that. You've created and built a really strong team. Tell us a little bit about your team members and what you've got going on with your customer support team.
We have basically we have 3 agents that are bilingual. One of them or 2 of them are on emails all day long while they're not on phone calls. We get more emails than phone calls on a daily basis. Sometimes right now we have about probably 300 emails that we need to basically sort through because it's the end of the month. Those 300 emails will probably be done in about 5 or 6 hours. We will be completely done with all of them. And I already started, and And I already did about 25% of them, but the other two agents are at it right now and making sure that everyone is taken care of. Our priority is basically, if it can be done, we need to do it right now. If it needs approval, we need to contact Tyler, and Tyler is available at any time that I send him messages. So we're gonna get everything done today.
Yeah, one of the amazing things that I've seen with customer support is the speed with which you guys respond and how fast you're able to get a number of things taken care of. We had some leaders working right up to the very last minute last night, and I kept saying, "Don't worry, it'll get taken care of. It'll get taken care of," because I know that you guys and your team are so thorough and just so interested and have such a passion to be able to help our distributor base become successful that there isn't anything that you guys wouldn't do to be able to help them out. And I really appreciate that, in behalf of the field, as sort of a field and corporate liaison, the speed with which you do things, the interest that you have within our distributor base, and how much you actually care about them and their success. So that's just some incredible characteristics that you have with you and with your team, and your team follows suit. Certainly, everything is kind of whatever your leader does, your team will emulate and will follow and will do. So we appreciate you and your leadership and the passion with which you do it, Eddie. There's no doubt. And I'm the one that's out there just kind of blowing my horn and telling everybody how great Eddie is. But you back it up all the time, and you're always delivering in such quick ways to be able to make things happen and help our leaders to be successful as they build their business. So we certainly appreciate that. Do you have any fun things that are coming up with customer support? Anything that different ways of being able to provide different customer support, or any tools or things that you've got kind of coming up in the works?
Yes, but by this week we will have a WhatsApp number that will be directed to customer support directly. So you will be able to communicate directly via WhatsApp. Also, we're trying to get the Messenger and Facebook also be complete this week as well. So if you have Facebook, you can just send us a message and we will reply as well. And in a couple of weeks, we will also have a chat available so that you can chat with us.
Okay, so WhatsApp thread and Messenger. And what was the last one that you've got? Chat. Okay.
A chat
as well. Okay.
We're working on
So
a
always
chat.
creating different vehicles or different avenues for the customer base and for our distributor base to be able to communicate and ask questions. So awesome.
I want
Thanks,
to jump
Eddie.
in with one request for Eddie. What would you tell all of our Vidify universe is a great tip for getting questions answered? Do they need to include things? Are you seeing that you're going back and forth with people with something they could provide up front? What's your best tip for getting great service from Vidify?
When it comes in writing, it is, since we are not having a conversation, right? And I can ask questions and get an answer immediately. It is best just to add all of the information that I need to have, such as, instead of saying I have a customer who didn't get his order, my answer will be, what is the name of that customer, right? Instead of saying that I have this person that did not get his or her order, then I would be able to provide an answer immediately. So basically just provide all of the information in one email so that we don't have to go back and forth asking, why is this? Did you get an error when placing your order? What was the problem, right? So, and in that way, we avoid probably 17 emails of back and forth, right? Just adding all of the information in just one shot.
Sure. So if they have order number, customer ID number, and a quick coverage of what the issue is, that gives you that head start to help them out. Yeah.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. Eddie, give everybody a wave. This is Eddie. He's just kind of steady Eddie. We've got even Steven on the field side, and we got steady Eddie who just gets things taken care of. So Eddie, thank you so much for being with us, for sharing a part of this. We're so thrilled you're with us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Eddie.
Thank you.
All right, Tyler, do I get to introduce and care for our next guest, or do you want to take this one as well? Which you should, because you're in sales.
Oh, so you just, okay, no, that's great. Yeah, no, absolutely. One of the things that I love to be able to have is leaders that have reached a new rank to be able to come on board and share a little bit about what they've done to be able to help their team to grow. Jenny Lilly is a gal from the UK, just outside of London. Look at that picture with the shades and everything. Wow. Genius became a new premier just yesterday, and which also equates to a new European regional founder. And we are really excited about having Jenny with us. Just you pushed so hard with your team to be able to, and it wasn't about you, it was about you helping your team to reach their ranks. And you knew that as a result that you would be able to reach whatever levels it was that you reached as well, and that being a premier. But Jenny, how does it feel to be the one of our newest premiers?
Well, I haven't my feet haven't touched the ground yet. 4 days of literally working with the team from bottom up, so that everyone eventually came out with a rank, as well as just giving any of the newbies, support, and just trying to show them what they would do to duplicate when they do their sign up. So, it was a battle till the end. I think I'm still with Ulrika UK time about 2:30 this morning, and then I nearly lost my rank by trying to place someone to help someone out, and just as I was about to press the button, Ulrika went, "No, you don't do that." So it could have all gone horribly wrong because I was so exhausted. I had Emily on the phone most of the day, and we just kept looking at obviously other people's ranks and points. And then, of course, at the last minute, someone would get another sign up in or another order in, and it was like spaghetti junction. We were just like, no more, leave it. But, obviously every sale is going to help their cause if they're still trying to rank up. So it was a bit of a scramble, but we got there. And yeah, we had complications, as you know, with the sign-ups on our website, so that threw us. But I just think, from it, there was a solution to the problems. But if this had happened in the middle of the month, I think it would have been easier to cope with, not on the Easter weekend. But we got it, and everyone was happy. Everyone got their bonuses, and I just think I need a holiday now.
I was going to say, you're still flying right now, aren't you? We can all tell. Yeah, you're still digging deep into that. It was exactly a month ago when you and Emily made the decision to go to Copenhagen event that we had second, and they're in Copenhagen. And why did you want to? I mean, it's not like I know it's not a 5-hour flight. It was, an hour flight or something, hour and a half flight from London to be able to get to Copenhagen, something like that. But why did you make that decision to be able to leave the comforts of where you were and to go to a different country and attend that meeting? Why did you do that?
I think for us, because UK, it sort of really only started with us sort of July of last year, but it was, no one knew what it was about. So it was, first of all, I had to, because Emily wasn't on board at that time, get the product out there. To date, I've sold 900 bottles. Some of them I've given out to sort of possible sign-ups or people in need. But it was number one, the focus was get the product out there so that everyone's talking about it. And then obviously, as people came on board, it was then about us knowing the business, because it was a business that no one in the UK knew about. And the sort of person that I am, I like to see everything that I'm getting. So for me, it was, if I go and I make the effort to be part of outside UK, then, two things: I'm going to learn from people that are already experiencing it, as well as getting to know the people behind it. Because for me, that was a big thing. It was, I don't want to just do something for an email. I want to meet these people, feel their energy, feel their support, and us not be, we're the new people joining on so they can wait. You know what I'm like. I'm very forward. If I want something, I'll say what I want, so I just felt that it was a voice for the UK, because although Europe was part of us, it was coming under the same umbrella. So I just thought, well, I might as well get under their umbrella for now while the UK's raining. That's the only way I could describe it.
You and I had an interesting conversation after that event that evening, before you and Emily went out and had dinner or whatever. And we talked a little bit about your impression of the day there at Copenhagen. We talked a little bit about your feelings of it. But you'd also made a comment about there in the UK that you weren't quite sure what to do next in terms of who's going to lead out, who's going
Yeah.
to lead in the UK, who's going to be that, you know, person that's putting their best foot forward in the UK, who's going to make some things happen and be that example. And there's a few masters that we have there in the UK, no doubt. But I said, I don't know if you remember what I said to you, but I said, why not you?
Yeah.
Why can't
Yeah.
you be the one, you know, that kind of leads out and then hits
Yeah.
the ground running? And why would you want to wait for somebody else to tell you what to do or how
Yeah.
to make things happen when you've
Yeah.
got the leadership capability of doing that yourself? And you
Yeah.
did where you are.
Yeah. And I think for me, I mean, you know, as you know, Emily's in this with me, you know, it again, because it is the teamwork, it's not just about do you know what I mean? It is about teamwork. And I think for us, because I was obviously from other countries, people were saying, oh, Jenny Lily's doing really well in the UK, contact her. So, you know, I didn't want to send information out to that other leaders had signed up, but it just felt like we needed something central for everyone to go onto one page and say, right, this is for the UK, because we're so new, we're experiencing problems. And rather than people experience it, I'd rather them see it on one page, right, this is happening, this is what you do, without me, because I've got a team of 98 now. So it was the case of, unless I can put this in one bracket, me and Emily are constantly just picking up other people's calls. So it, you know, it's an information hub. That's what we're trying to create. You know, we're not trying to take anything away from any of the other leaders or anything, but in your country, you have to know what's happening for the whole country, you know, so it's coming firsthand. So that was sort of our vision with it. And we're still setting it up. We're still doing some trainings and we're trying to make it UK led, because obviously we've got different VAT, we've got all sorts of different things. So there's a lot of stuff that doesn't apply, but, you know, we're keeping it to what, you know, what's already out there. We don't want to, you know, recreate the wheel, but we've just got to get it simple, because UK is very, you know, they've got too many, well, everyone's got too many things going on, but majority of the people in the UK, they're treating this as a sideline until they realise this is going to be their main income. So trying to get everyone on calls and everything is sort of quite impossible. So if we've got this hub, then people can go on there, see it, and it's done. Me and Emily's job is done then without another sort of 20 calls in a day from people not knowing what's going on.
Right.
But we're loving it, I think.
So right after that, though, right after the Copenhagen event, you went to the Prague CVV trip, and you had a chance to hang out with leaders like Vivi and Jeanette, Iwan and Lona and Betty. She was there, and Eddie was there, and there was just a number of people that were there. And you had an opportunity to be able to kind of rub shoulders with them. What are some things during that 4 or 5 days that we were there together in Prague? What are some things that you learned from them while you were there?
I mean, I think the biggest thing, because I've never been in any sort of business like this, you know, I do fashion, you know, so for me, it was like, I wanted to be that sponge that was absorbing their experiences, you know, and their highs, you know, and even their lows, you know, because there was things that, you know, was said that made me think, oh, you know, not am I doing the right thing? Because no one said anything bad like that. But I just wanted to know, is it really hard to do this, or is it really easy to do that? So, you know, so by speaking to people that are already been in the business, you know, and the feeling that I got from everyone was there, everyone sort of had the same nature. Do you know what I mean? It was a really nice vibe from everyone, that everyone's nature was very calm. You know, there was no sort of, you know, what network marketing can be. There's a lot of sort of ego and things like that. They were just all welcoming. You know, when me and Emily arrived, they were just like, I felt like I was famous. You know, I think even Shane said, oh, you're the famous Jenny Lily. I was like, what? You know, so it was so welcoming, and it was just nice to, you know, I just think also as well to see people having something outside of working for a 9 to 5 company, and everyone was just getting together, you know, because I think with a lot of the people, they don't have that outside communication with work people, you know, especially someone like me. I've got none of that because I run my own business. So for me to be able to socialize with the same company, it felt like I was going back to sort of working for someone and having a jolly up on a Friday night, except I jollied up for 5 nights.
Right.
Every night.
Well, I love it. It was so fun to have you there in Prague and to be able to
Thank
meet you for the first time in the Copenhagen event, and then to see what's come out of your attending those events, running this month with your team, and
Yeah.
helping everybody to rank up and catch that vision, and obviously with your reaching premiere as well.
Yeah.
Just huge congratulations to you, Jenny.
Thank you. But I put that all down to my team as well. Without them, I wouldn't have got there. So it was in my interest to help them as well.
Oh,
Sure. Every little is a big goal in the end. So yeah, I'm happy with it.
Jenny, one last question from me, if that's okay.
What does it involve?
I nothing uncomfortable. But
Okay.
you mentioned you have another business. Your other business is quite successful, keeps you very busy. Why
Yes.
are you interested in a Vidify business? What has this meant for you?
Well, to be fair, I was never, like, as you've heard so many times, I was never interested in the business side of it. It was literally, I just wanted the drops. And that was because I'm 24/7 with my other company. I had brain fog, I wasn't sleeping. So mine was more of a health thing. And then I think because I've got such a big following on Facebook, as soon as I put it up and said I've slept, because most people knew I was still up at 3 o'clock in the morning chatting to them on Facebook because I didn't sleep, and people know that I work really hard. And with my time differences, I've got a company in America and I've got a company in India. So I had 3 set clocks of when I had to do things. So, for me, it was just a no-go. I just thought, this is something I don't have to learn. I've been invited to so many different, network marketing companies, so you'll do well with it. But, that product thing I've done sales for beauty most of my life. I always was the top beauty rep for most companies. But I just didn't want that product thing, 1,000 different perfumes and everything. So this just fitted me because it worked, and I just had that knowledge of I don't have to do much. Do you know what I mean? The drops sell their self, and I think also what I'd done to start with, because I was doing so well, and this is what I say to our team now. Yes, you're making a fortune selling the drops because they're selling as many as what I'm selling. They're nearly catching up. I said, but that isn't that is your sideline. Your drops are your sideline. The business building is what eventually is going to get you the bonuses, the cash, the holidays. But when it's like when people first join, they're just excited. Oh, I sold more bottles, just like I did. Whereas now I probably don't sell as many bottles because now that excitement of that is still there. But now most of the people that I've signed up are the people that I sold bottles to. So now they've taken over those reins, so, that's really business side of it. I just think you have really got to run with it, to get your little sort of momentum going with the drops. But then after that, I sort of said to people, give yourself like 2 months. And then really, once you've got your pro, you need to be replicating what you're doing. And I probably wasn't as strong as on that when I first started because I didn't really know what I was doing. It just went so quickly. So now I've sort of got the knowledge when people are signing up. I tend to help the new sign-ups for that month because there'll usually be sort of 4 or 5 of them to start. So it's about sort of getting them all together as one group, and it gets them feeling like they're in the same group as people. So we've got our own little page set up so they can ask questions and they feel like they're not on their own, because I think what can happen with a lot of people, they sign them up, they've got their bonus, and then they forget about the people that are under them. So it's about sort of saying, we gave you that chance, we're happy to give them that chance, but in 6 months' time, we're not going to be able to do that. So if you replicate now, they will replicate, and I think that's probably why most of the people in my team are growing quite quickly because they're taking on board. It's not just about that 780 bonus, it's about replicating it. Otherwise, your legs are all over the place, like mine were yesterday.
Yeah. You're in the process of duplication right now, which is incredible. And the things that will happen with your team right now, because you've got that vision of duplication, where you'll just continue to grow and develop so many different leaders on your team. So I think that's wonderful. And I think that you probably will be able to sleep pretty well tonight.
Hope so.
Well, congratulations
Double
again,
drop.
Absolutely. Yeah, we appreciate all you're doing. Thank you. Yeah, back to you, Dave.
Thanks, Tyler. Thanks, Jen. You heard it
Thanks.
right there. That what I love is a concept that I've heard in this industry. Jenny is a great example of, and this is not meant to be harsh. She was
Yeah.
ignorance on fire.
Yeah,
She
exactly.
knew what she wanted to do and went after it, and then figured it out along the way. So that's been
Yes.
awesome. Thank you,
Yes.
Jenny. Awesome.
Thank
So
you.
great. We're going to roll into the close of this call. We just got a couple minutes left. Thanks again to Jenny, to Eddie Sandoval, who is here representing customer support. Thanks to all of you for being with us. We want to remind you of the call coming up next week. Next Tuesday night will be Tuesday the, here I go with dates again. I'm going to say it's the 9th of April. For some of you, it will be the morning or into the next day of the 10th of April. But for Mountain Time, Tuesday, the 9th of April at 7 p.m., the wellness team will host its call on the Vitify Voice. And I think that is Dr. Jeremy Thornton. Is that your understanding, Tyler?
Yes, that's correct. Yep, he'll be doing it.
Awesome. Tyler will host that call. Dr. Thornton will be here. We've got some great topics lined up. We know you're excited to learn and to share and to invite people to these calls. So again, vitifyvoice.com is the same location, and we'll get some news out about that as it gets closer, including a little promotion for Dr. Jeremy to talk about the topic and to get people's calendars ready for this great event. We're excited to have you join with us. And thanks again for your day today. Wherever you're listening in, some people it's 2 o'clock in the morning, 2:30 almost now, and in Europe and in the UK, it looks like it's going to be right now. It's getting into the evening hours. So thank you for spending your time with us. Thank you all for being here. Have a great day, everybody. Have a great April as well. Take care. Bye-bye.
Everyone.